where the fun begins.
Yeah, from the Ozarks to every fan nationwide, we live every game with Arkansas pride, breaking down the action, calling it like it is. This is where the faithful gather inside the Hawg pen. Pull up a seat, you're home inside the Hawg pen.
Oh boy. Well, we had an interesting pre-show.
Nothing like a little technical difficulties right off the top. I mean,
It's just been that kind of a damn week. What's up, everybody? Welcome into an all-new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. I'm your host from the Central Arkansas Hawg Pen, Razorback Zach, alongside my broadcast partner, my buddy, and the glue that holds the whole thing, the whole damn thing together. See, look, I'm already.
I'm barely holding it together tonight, man.
Look,
I'm telling you.
To hell with the glue. We got the duct tape.
Yeah,
tonight.
we got the duct tape out, wrapping it around multiple times tonight. So
Oh man. Okay, so
reminds me of the football program.
Oh, wait a minute. That was a cheap shot. But man, I tell you, when at risk of making anything worse, how you holding up over there, dude?
Man, I was doing good till I sat out here and started pushing the buttons, and I'm like, hey, nothing's where it's supposed to be. And then this software that we use, I'm not going to plug them because I'm mad at them right now. But it had a big warning label that said, hey, we had a service error, and like all of your stored files and stuff are gone. So our intro, our countdown, our music for the intro and countdown and everything, I had to like scramble around and plug some of that in right there at the last minute, and that's actually what I'm doing now too. I'm trying to go back and find like our commercial break and all that stuff.
We're working. We're working through some technical glitches because I'm getting reports that our feed on the internet is all lagging and everything.
That would be about par for the course with the way everything has gone tonight. I'll get on my phone here in a minute and check it out and see what we got. But just bear with us, man. It's not anything of our doing. It's the company that we pay so we can do this every month, and I will probably be sending a little email to the customer service about a little refund for this month. So
yeah, our video stream is lagging, but I think the audio is good.
So is it just the video that's bad then?
It's just the video that's bad. So we apologize if.
Awesome. See, now curiosity got the best of me, so now I got to pull it up on my phone and look at it.
It's trying to catch up. But hope everybody had a great week. We're piecing it together here in the Hawg Pen tonight. But got a good show. Dude, I don't know if you've been watching the news at all, but dude, it has been crazy down here in Central Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
On Monday, the new Buc-ee's opened up.
The Beaver came to town.
It has been absolutely insane down here. But I've got to jump straight into what we came to talk about and what everybody wants to know about tonight, and that is the football team. Because, yeah, let's just put it like that. Some of your opening look, we got 12 down. We got 12 practices down.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the Hogs really becoming? Is the theme for the show tonight. Who are the Hogs really becoming? And we're 17 days out from season opener. 12 practices into the Ryan Silverfield era, and what do we actually know? Not a damn thing.
Yeah, we don't know much at all.
Forgive my language. This is a PG show.
Well, okay. Disclaimer: right now, it's a PG show. If if the equipment does not start cooperating with MC better, it may go to NC-17 really quick. So.
Y'all stay tuned during Christmas. We're going to be releasing an outtake.
Man, this... Ooh, boy. We may have some good ones. We may be able to make a whole show out of bloopers from tonight. So, I don't know. We'll get through it.
I'm going to say this. Let's see if MC's face can match the color of his shirt.
I don't. As you can see, I don't have my Apple Watch on tonight either. That's when the downfall started. I left my watch at work.
Oh, yeah.
But usually it tells me, hey, calm down, breathe. It's going to be okay. And I don't have that little safety valve tonight. So I'm just all kinds of lost, man.
So one of the questions that I had is has this team gotten better since day one? What concerns us more right now? The quarterback, the injuries, or the overall depth? All right. And are we seeing the identity of the Silverfield Cramsey offense yet? That's the biggest thing.
That's a good question, man, and I don't know that, honestly. I don't know that you and I could answer that. We would need our old buddy from across the river from me to watch a couple practices and say, hey, this looks like a Silverfield team, or they're not there yet. Because I mean, they've been. To me, it's been kind of telling that they've been very careful about what information gets put out. You know, they had the scrimmage, but it was closed, and you know, everybody's playing their cards real close to their chest right now. And coming off of what we're coming off of, again, we are a damaged fan base. We are very PTSD. You know, we have a lot of it. We'll just put it that way. And so we're all automatically thinking the worst, where when it could be the fact of, like, you know, the coaches are looking at it and being like, hey, we may be all right here. And they don't want to give anybody that impression that Arkansas is not going to be the pushover.
So, okay, and we're going to get into the quarterback battle because, again, to me, that is the center focal point of the team right now. Is Facebook down still? No, Facebook's still down.
Yeah, Facebook's up.
Yeah, we're good now. It was lagging for the first couple of minutes.
All right.
But it looks like we're up and running. Look, for those of you that are just joining us,
we had a rough start.
We got out of the gate engine was kind of sputtering a little bit.
We fumbled the snap on the first play from scrimmage. You know, we are not to the point yet we were when the two running backs like completely ran into each other. Remember that? But we're not far from that.
Even MC's lagging right now. Look, this is oh boy.
It's just one of those nights, man. It
is. But you know what? That's what happens here in the Hog Pen. We just kind of roll with it. Okay, so at this point in camp, you're 17 days out. You got 12 practices in. Potential doesn't matter nearly as much as reliability does.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, I mean, this team's got potential. Across the board, it does. I mean, heck, look at Sutton Smith. Sutton Smith just got nominated for the preseason Doak Walker Award.
Yeah, and I think I'm not taking anything away from Sutton Smith. He was a heck of a back when he was at Memphis. But, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of difference in the level of competition on defense from the American to the SEC.
You know, one of these days, MC, you know, as we're getting off track here just a moment, I wish I could take a picture of what I'd look at during the show. Yeah. I have 4 different monitors going at one time to make sure our feeds are up, notes. I got the iPad going with the outline, and then the camera. Dude, my ADHD is going crazy over here. But no, and again, we've got the talent across the board. But the biggest question still, and I want to get your take because we watched another podcast, morning show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kind of, sort of. Earlier today, and they kind of had the same take that you did, that the quarterback battle is not necessarily a battle anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's so looking at and I'll plug them because it's a great show. I watch it almost every day. Fourth and 5 with DJ. You know, the Grant Cook, Jonesboro guy, shout out NEA. He is of a similar opinion than I am that this whole quarterback battle may not quite be such a battle, more than it is kind of a smoke and mirrors distraction kind of thing.
So you're thinking, I'm trying to pull up that clip here.
I think, and I've said this before, I think that it's been decided.
Yeah.
They know who's going to start that game 1, but they just they don't want to reveal it for whatever reason, whether that's internal or external or whatever.
Here's the thing: you've got 2 very talented quarterbacks. One's got SEC experience, but the other has, I don't want to say program experience. What's the other word? Playbook experience. There we go.
He has experience with the scheme.
His
experience
for sure. I mean, think about it. Okay, you have continuing rotation between KJ Jackson and AJ Hill. Okay, the coaches are emphasizing the need to play clean,
Yes.
execute the offense, avoid turnovers, put the team in a position to win. KJ Jackson's got arm talent. You know, he's got a good arm.
He's got
arm.
mobility.
He's got experience, decision making, consistency, turnovers. I hate 20 turnovers. 20. That's
I know.
the number I'm going to throw out. All right. And that's, you know, with AJ Hill, you have accuracy problems. You've got his decision making, his pocket presence, the Memphis experience. What we talked about, the scheme.
Yeah.
The ability to operate Cramsey's system, because again, that's his OC from Memphis. All right. And then, is he more consistent than he is explosive? You've got to, you know, you got to look at it as, and I don't think, look, you're going to have, and we've talked about this a couple weeks ago. You've got to play both quarterbacks in that first game. You have to. And if you see one,
you do.
If you don't see the other until after halftime, there is a major problem.
Yep, that's a big problem. I mean, honestly, if you're not seeing him, I would say at least by the halfway point of the second quarter. I mean, I'm gonna be cringing a little bit. I'll just be honest with you. If we don't see him until then, I'm gonna be cringing.
So I have a question for you. If the season started tomorrow,
yep,
who starts under center?
KJ.
Why?
I think it is. I think he's the more talented of the two.
Okay.
I think he's the one that gives you the best opportunity to win consistently. You know, we talked about that whole consistency thing. I think if you go with AJ, what's his last name? Hill.
Yeah.
If you go with AJ Hill, to me that's based on what little bit I know about both of these guys, that is being like the ultra conservative guy, because you know he's least likely to have it. You know, he knows your playbook the best. He knows what you want the best.
Right.
You know, so there's a safety net thing there with him. But I think you can't go cautious there, because we talked about this in the first show of the season. You got to come out in that first game and, you know, take their soul before the end of the first quarter.
Well, okay, but you also threw the pitch out there, and I'm going to throw it back at you. What happens if they go 3 and out that first drive?
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
What happened? And again, first drive, and I defended the team. I said, look, by the way, what's up, James?
Yeah. Hey, we got something for you, James. A little later on in the show.
Hang around towards the end of the show, James.
We got a whiteout of all whiteouts for you.
Now you know you're wrong for that. You know you're wrong for that, MC.
It kind of fits with the whole theme tonight, though, because everything's wrong so far.
Yeah. So here's the question: what does KJ have to do to lose the job? But the flip side of that coin is, what does AJ Hill have to do to win it? Because here's the thing: going into that Alabama game, or that Northern Alabama game,
mm-hmm.
you're going to be looking at the team's potential going to Utah the very next week.
Yeah.
All right. And you've got a short turnaround, too. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Georgia on the heels of Utah. So it doesn't get any easier.
No.
It's not one of those. It's not one of those that you don't beat us to the punchline there, James. You can't take, okay, we'll play in the first SEC game and see how you can't. You've got to make a decision right then. But I think it's going to come down to, and this, again, this is just conjecture. This is just my opinion here.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the quarterback who can make those in-game adjustments on the fly at the line.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to read the opponent's defense.
Yes. And you mentioned a question about what would it take for AJ Hill to win the starting job, or to, maybe take over in that game and play the majority of that game. I mentioned earlier, he's the safety net. He's got familiarity. He knows the playbook. It's one thing to have familiarity and to know the playbook and to know the coach, but you got to be able to execute it.
Oh yeah.
He can know I can know the playbook inside and out, but I can guarantee you right now, I can't execute it.
Okay, so and again, I'm gonna play the DA card, the dump card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know the answer ish, but just for the fans that are asking that question that don't know,
Right.
what's the difference between Memphis's playbook that Cramsey used and Arkansas's? Why couldn't AJ Hill pick up if he could pick up Memphis and he knows the offense and he knows what to expect from Silverfield and he knows what to expect from Cramsey? Why doesn't he have the intangibles to show KJ Jackson?
Well, and I think the reason that you're seeing this quarterback battle is because of the fact it may be one of those situations where he knows the playbook inside and out and he can execute pieces of it, but he can't consistently execute it as well as KJ does.
Right.
Because of just the difference in natural ability and the difference in talent. I mean, we'll just call it what it is. It's a difference in talent.
It is a difference in talent. So here's my first. I'm full of debate questions tonight because I'm feeling a little antsy. Who's the quarterback with the highest ceiling in your opinion? As it sits right now, of what we know, 17 days before.
Yeah, I mean, not knowing anything, I think 99% of fans and talking heads and everyone that's not a coach is going to default to KJ Jackson simply because you're thinking back to what you saw last year, and when he did get an opportunity. I mean, it was kind of mop up time against Texas, but he did lead the team right down the field and score. And then he had a few other appearances that were not bad. You could see potential there. It was raw, but you could see the potential.
Well,
so I think nearly everybody is going to default to him.
Well, yeah, I can see that. But the thing, all right. So here's the other flip question to this. Hey, we're getting our ticker back. The quarterback with the least likely to lose the game. Quarterback least likely to lose the game.
The North Alabama game?
Yeah.
It better be both of them.
I mean, if you had to pick one, I'd go KJ Jackson, least likely.
Probably. I mean, and we're guilty of this too because we're just not familiar with AJ Hill. We saw one game with AJ Hill, and that was the game. What's that?
Look at here. I took the board for just a second. Look at
okay,
Pooh Bear the Prophet. That's funny because my original on-air name was Zach the Prophet back in the day, back in 2004. I'm showing my age. KJ's got 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, way better red zone quarterback than Taylor Green. I agree. Which, by the way, Taylor is making his NFL debut the 27th.
Yeah.
Where's the little confetti cannon?
Good for him. I'm happy for him. But let's not schedule the parade just yet.
Well, okay, but here's the thing: don't make the mistake of assuming the competition has to be decided based solely on who makes the prettiest throw. I mean, I can throw a perfect spiral. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out there against Georgia or Texas and be able to lead the team down.
I want to see good decision making.
There's 2 things that Cramsey has been emphasizing every practice: execution and playing clean. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It bothers me that neither quarterback has stood out. It bothers me that neither one of them have kind of separated themselves.
So I'm going to go devil's advocate here. How do we know they haven't? Because they're being very controlled about what comes out of practice, who's able to watch practice, what they're able to see while they're there. So how do we know for sure that one guy is just not completely dominating the other one, and they're just keeping this narrative of a quarterback battle alive?
That's true, and I've got that actually written down on my notes that says, is this a real quarterback battle, or is it just smoke and mirrors? Because I've watched every press conference. I've got caught up here. The problem is, MC. The problem is leaks happen, and we haven't heard it.
They do, yeah.
Somehow Trey Biddy or one of the other guys out there that cover the Hogs practice and stuff that are part of the media up there, always get some kind of an inside perspective Always.
Yeah.
Even they're left in the dark right now. We're all saying the same thing.
And I'm kind of okay with them being in the dark right now, because that proves to me that this, because in the past there's been somebody on the coaching staff that had the loose lips. Those guys may not reveal their sources, but it's obvious where they were getting their info from.
Right.
The fact that everybody is keeping everything on lockdown, I don't really have a problem with it. For getting from it makes those guys' job a little harder, and they have to go more opinion based rather than fact. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what everybody's doing right now. Everybody's giving their opinion on it. Some of them are a little more valid opinions because it comes from guys who have played, who have been there, who have been through coaching changes and overall roster changes and all that. So those guys, their opinions carry a little more weight than the bald fat guy from Northeast Arkansas. But it's just yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, the great unknown is we talked about it show 1, we talked about it show 2, we talked about it show 3, we're talking about it tonight. It's the great unknown. We don't know.
And I think, how many years have you been covering Razorback sports, Razorback football? Like, as a fan, and then with me, 5 years with me.
Yeah, and then
you've been a Razorback fan your entire life.
Yeah, pretty much. Went to my first game in the late 1900s. So,
why do you got to say it like that? Why? I'm not that far behind you. But and again, we've gone through coaching. Arkansas's got the most coaching changes since 2000 than any other SEC school.
Yeah, we talked about that last week too.
We've been here. We've done this. Okay, but the thing about it is that this is the first time in my knowledge,
mm-hmm.
that we don't know jack crap about this team. We know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it.
The roster's out there. You get the hype videos. You got Hogs Plus. You got all these outlets now, with digital media and everything else. That's great and all. But I'm talking about the very meat and potatoes of this football team. We don't know until September 5th, until 17 days from now, what the version of this team that's going to take the field. Is it the one that's going to lay down and get the bacon slapped out of them? Or is it the one that's going to come out and punch somebody in the mouth?
Well, and I want to know that's a question. The other thing I want to know is, how are they going to respond to adversity? If there is something, let's say there's a fumble, an interception, something bad happens in that first game, how are they going to respond?
And I want to break this down because we're going to talk about the defense. I don't know if we're going to talk about it this week or next week, depending on how much time we got, unless we go overtime, which tends to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I hate watching shoulder tackles. Wrap up and bring them down. Why?
Attention to details.
Yes,
we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard some of the coaches talk about it. A couple of the defensive coaches. I saw a soundbite today from the running back coach that he was talking about own the ball, OTB.
Yeah.
OTB, or it'll be RBC right beside coach.
Yep.
Little things.
Braylon Russell, big storyline. Okay, with the offensive side of the ball. The offense has this group become a strength? No.
Not yet. I would say definitely not yet.
Y'all know I am a stickler for the offensive line. I'm a little dude. I'm 5'9", 230. All right. But the offensive line is where it all starts, up front. Okay. Can we actually run the ball?
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna put this statement from Pooh Bear the Prophet back up there. He's putting that prophet thing to the max here.
I'm having to watch the live stream because my eyes are kind of fuzzy on me.
So it says, I would say the only thing that is certain is that this offensive line. We'll have a top 5 offensive line in the SEC is his bold prediction. My friend, that is a bold prediction.
All right, I'm going to say this, and I apologize for anybody that is offended by some language, but you got some balls on you. God.
We're about to find out if he's a prophet or not. Because
now, I'll tell you this. If we end up with at the end of the season, if we end up with a top 5 offensive line,
Yeah.
I'll put him on the show for half an hour.
Oh yeah. We'll.
I will put him on the show for. He can sit in my seat for half.
We
an
will.
hour.
We will definitely be eating the crow for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Gladly eating
But,
it.
but the thing is, and for the first time in 10 years, I want to eat the crow at the end of the season.
That's me. I want to come back.
To be proven wrong.
Yeah, I want to come back in November and look at these shows that we're doing now and saying, man, I was such an idiot for saying 3 wins is the ceiling.
Well, yeah, because again, number one, we only have the past to go on.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, we don't know the full potential of this team until September 5th, and you can't even say that.
Yeah.
I'd say it the next week against Utah because that's their first challenge.
Yeah. I think whatever comes out of that North Alabama game, good or bad, don't put a lot of stock in it. Because that's kind of like the UAPB game from a couple years ago.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I got excited. I was like, okay.
Somebody got a little too excited after that game.
Shut up, MC. We're not going to talk about it.
Start talking about 9 wins and.
Okay, now that wasn't me. Well, no, yeah, it was.
No, it was.
I said 8.
Okay, 8. My bad.
What did we say this season? What did we end up? 4-8.
Yeah. Had the 8 right. You just had it in the wrong column.
I had the record right. It just flipped.
So I let me do one thing real quick. I got to go back and find a comment here from, I believe it was from Casey. She was asking about TV games.
Yes.
Okay, so I looked at the schedule. Every game is going to be on TV, with the exception of the Tulsa game, and then that's the one that's going to be on SEC Plus.
That's your ESPN.
Because that's your ESPN app game. But every other game will be on one of the ESPN channels, because ESPN or ABC, because they own all of the rights to SEC now. Now, Utah game is a little different because that's a non-conference, but it's either Fox or Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports, whatever they call it now.
On FS1.
I think that I saw where that one's going to be on FS1. Let me look at this real quick because I still got the schedule pulled up. No, it's an ESPN game as well. It is
Really?
an ESPN game. That surprises me because
It's
Utah being a Big 12 team and being at home, I figured that Fox or FS1 would have the rights to that. But
no, not necessarily, because
I don't know.
I don't know that one. The way they do the TV rights nowadays.
It's a little different, but rest easy, Casey, because every game, with the exception of the Tulsa, will be on some form of traditional TV.
Yeah. I want to talk about Braylon Russell for a minute. His physical transformation, this dude got big. And he got big.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of his expectations going into the season from a fan's perspective? What are we looking for? Like, I'll give you an example. Can he become the guy? That's
what I want to see.
And I'm not talking. And when we talk about the running back position, the bar's been set by Darren McFadden with a Felix Jones in close second.
Nobody's going to touch that. Nobody's going to touch that bar.
You're not going to get there. But you can shoot for the moon. The best you can do is land on a star.
Look, if he could be Cedric Cobbs, Fred Talley, Alex Collins, Jonathan Williams, if he could be that level of consistency, I think you take that all day from him. But it's time for him. You know, you asked what we want to see. I want to see him step up and lead that running back room.
Yes.
I want him to be the guy that takes charge and says, you know, look, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Y'all follow my lead, and I'm going to take us to the promised land. That's what I want to see from him.
Yeah. But at the same time, can Arkansas establish a legitimate running game and a running identity through Braylon Russell? He's going to have to be the lead back. He's going
to have to be, because Sutton Smith is, while he's a good back, he's a completely different build. You know, you've got an opportunity there for a thunder and lightning kind of combo with Braylon Russell being the bruiser, the guy who can run over people, maybe not outrun them, but he can run them over.
He can run through them, yeah.
Yeah, Sutton Smith is going to be the guy that you're going to be pushing to the outside and relying on his speed. I tell you who he reminds me of. Sutton Smith reminds me a lot of Fred Talley. If you remember Fred Talley.
I remember.
Just kind of a little.
I came in on the backside of Talley's
Fred Talley was a little bit smaller version of Felix Jones.
Okay.
He was a little smaller. He was kind of one of those little scat back kind of guys.
The earliest running back I remember, like vividly remember, is Cedric Cobb.
Okay. Well, Talley played with Cobb, and when Cobb got hurt, Talley took the majority of the snaps after that. But Talley he was little, man. He was you remember with McFadden and them, the guy from Florida, Michael Smith. Number 21. Okay. Fred Talley and Michael Smith.
The other game, the other.
No, Fred Talley and Michael Smith are built very similar.
Okay, yeah. No, I know that. I can make that. Wide receivers. Again,
No.
Remember these two names. Courtney Crutchfield obviously needs to step up. He's got.
Yeah, we got to see something from him.
Well, but MC, you got to remember too. We're a run first team now.
We are.
We're playing that smash mouth football. Okay? So don't expect, 40, 50-yard passes all the time. But do they have my biggest question is, do they have big playability? Who is emerging? And can Arkansas create explosive plays consistently when you can't run the ball?
We've heard about this Chris Marshall kid, who's
where did that kid come from?
He's a fifth-year senior, transfer from Boise State. 6'3", 213 pounds. Okay, so I'm looking over the roster here. I'm looking at the wide receivers. Man, this may be the most size that we've had at wide receiver in a long time, because Crutchfield is 6'2". C.J. Brown's back. He's 6'1". Chris Marshall 6'3". You've got Jude Hall, which is an incoming freshman. He's 6'5". Antonio Jordan, the kid from Warren that got hurt last year, that everybody was expecting big things, and then he got hurt.
Yeah,
he's 6'6". And then you've also got a couple more guys that I've never heard of that are transfers in from like Henderson State and Utah Tech that are both over 6 foot as well. One name I didn't mention in there, he's 6'3", 222 pounds, is Pawpaw himself, Monty Harrison. I'm gonna save Monty Harrison for a second. I'm gonna get to Pawpaw.
Did you really just call him Pawpaw?
Well, the dude's like 30 years old.
Hey! Just because he's my age or close.
Well, okay, football age though, he's a dinosaur. Okay. Yeah. I'll get to him in a minute, but you look at these guys. Okay, the majority of your D-backs a big D-back in the SEC is going to be your 6 foot guy. We're going to have the height advantage. Can we get a quarterback? Well, first off, can we get an offensive line to protect the quarterback long enough to get the ball to these big receivers? And then when we get it to them, are they going to be able to do something with it, or are we going to be iron skillet hands again? Are we going to have an NIL deal with Lodge cast iron?
Right. Hang on a second.
Because we can't catch it.
Jonathan Parker, JP says, yeah, but all the reports are saying they're not running very much in practice. Could be they're saving them and trying to see who wins the quarterback spot.
Could be.
It could. Well, does that not hurt conditioning? And yes, I know I'm closer to 40 than 30, James. Thank you there, buddy boy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, but looking at the roster, looking at it on paper, the size is there. Now, let me go back to Pawpaw for a minute. Monty Harrison.
Look, you get.
I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
It's PG. Remember,
if my man's gonna be on the team, let's get a position change. I would. Okay, guys, 6'3", 222 pounds.
Right.
And you've seen him. I mean, we've seen him in some mop-up time. He's a big dude, man. He's a big 222. He's yoked. Put him at tight end.
I'd see him as a blocking tight end. Yeah, I can see that.
Why would you not? I mean, if I'm Monty Harrison and I want to see the field, there's a lot better chance you're going to see the field at tight end than you are as a wide receiver. Put him over at tight end. Because more than likely there's going to be a mismatch there. Yeah,
and that's actually the next one on my list. The tight end spot, blocking versus receiving, was the first one, my first note that I had. By the way, remember the name Jaden Platt.
Yep.
He was named what's the one? That's not the Doak Walker. It's the Mackey Award.
The Mackey.
So many awards I got to keep up with. The Mackey Award preseason list.
Well, and he's the transfer from Texas A&M.
And yeah, but the problem is depth and injury. That's the thing. But I don't hate the idea of putting Monty Harrison at tight end because again, you're gonna be running more than you are throwing. Put another blocker out there.
Yeah.
Use that tight end as an extra blocker to open up a hole.
JP agrees with me. He said he's been one of these guys. What do you call him? He called him a training camp hero. Because if you remember last year, we heard a lot of good things about him too. And then he, as my uncle, God rest his soul, would say, he didn't piss a drop when it got to the regular season. So
I want to start using that in my old age. That is great. Hey, do we have a break?
I have a break ready.
Okay,
it's ready.
We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk the defensive side of the ball, plus more of your questions and comments. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen. Back right after this. We think.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hog Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hog Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses and fans, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hog Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen.
Welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen. Razorback Zach, Marcus, MC, Carlton hanging out with you. I was dying during the break. That whole piss line, just that tripped me up.
You never heard that?
I've heard variations of it.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it put quite like that before. That was hilarious. Hey, by the way, talking about never hearing about stuff, October 10th, 6 to 9 p.m., North Little Rock, Argenta Plaza. Once again, we are the MCs, not this MC, but the actual master of ceremonies for the Little Oktoberfest 2026 coming up October 10th. I'm going to be there live, and I'm going to have a ton of guests, including this guy over here.
I think we have figured out a way to finally get me there.
It is a time in the make. Plus, we'll have guys from Hawg HQ and a couple of surprises. You're not going to want to miss it. Mark it down. We'll have ticket prices as they get closer, and might have a couple of VIP tickets available if I've worked my magic right to give away here on Inside the Hog Pen as the football season continues. And yes, that is the day of the Tennessee game. We don't have a time yet, but I will have that day. We'll have the Red River rivalry covered, and I want to say Alabama's big game is that day too, the third weekend in October, I think, or it might be the second. I
was trying to look back through since I'm having to go and find everything tonight. I was trying to go back and look through for some of that awesome Little Rock Oktoberfest music that I gave you a couple years ago.
Oh God, that was
the polka stuff.
All right, so real quick, because look, we're going to get off in the weeds, but that's fine because that's how we do it here. For those that don't know, a couple of years ago we did we kind of do our special graphics just for the Little Oktoberfest, and big thanks to MC for putting that together. I didn't know what he had until I got to the event and started running sound checks.
That was by design.
He wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't upload it until I told him I was there. I hit the button. It is some kind of weird polka tuba music that I just...
It was traditional German Oktoberfest music is what it was.
I could not for the life of me keep a straight face at all for like the first 5 minutes. But that's, again, 6 to 9 p.m. October 10th. North Little Rock, Argenta Plaza, same place we were last year. Like I said, we'll be out there live all night long, keeping you guys covered. Come out. It's a charity event, and we'll have more information as the event gets closer. Okay, so defensive side of the ball. Is this my biggest question about the defense right now, MC? Is this the unit that carries Arkansas? Do we finally get an SEC caliber defense at the University of Arkansas?
Golly. Again, we're stepping back into that great unknown because outside of Quincy Rhodes, I don't know much about what we got on defense. So
yeah,
I would like to say yes, but
So again, the second biggest question I have on top of that, let me caveat off of it: can Arkansas's defense keep this team in games while the offense develops? That's the biggest thing. Yeah, no mead for Miss Nikki. That was a trip last year. That was a lot of fun though. But we need to fact check Pooh Bear.
I think he's right on that because I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah.
Let me get that where we can fact check me on this one. Last year, Pro Football Network ranked Arkansas offensive line as a unit number 2 in the nation. So if that was the case last year, maybe his top 5, maybe his prediction of a top 5 SEC offensive line is not
as bad, but
not as wild as we think.
You've got to remember though, we're putting pieces together. We're piecing this offensive line together. We don't know what it looks like yet. We think we know because of spring ball. We think we know because of fall camp and all that. It doesn't. I don't know yet. I don't want to put anything on anybody just yet until after the North Alabama game. That week of that Utah game, we're going to have a lot better feel for the way this team is, for the way this team looks, and a lot of questions are going to be answered if not immediately after that Northern Alabama game.
You know, speaking of the defense, I've got the roster here on one of my screens set up, and I'm looking through like defensive line, and some of these names I'm like, yeah, it's time to see something from him. It's time to see something from him. You know, because everybody talks about Quincy Rhodes, but you know, if you remember David Oke, you know, did he get hurt last year? Maybe seems like he got hurt or missed some games or something.
I'd have to ask Matt
because he was going to be depended on, and then something happened, and he ended up going down for a little bit or missed some games. Charlie Collins is another in-state guy.
That's another one you keep an eye on.
Yeah, another Pine Bluff guy. I think he and Courtney Crutchfield are, you know, from the same team, I believe.
Let me see. I've got my notes here.
They're both from Pine Bluff. I know that.
There's 4
but Charlie Collins, it's time to see something out of him too.
Yeah, these highly touted in-state guys, we got to see something.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as much as we've been talking about putting a fence around the state of Arkansas when it comes to recruiting, you've got to show us why. You have to show us why. But and I've said this for about 8 years now. The star system when it comes to these high school recruits, because of everything and how the game has evolved and everything, is kind of archaic.
It's trash.
I'll
just flat out say it. It's trash.
Because think about it. If he went to like an Ole Miss or an LSU, would he have the same? He's immediately. If let's say he was a 5-star coming out of high school. I don't know exactly what he was, but let's say he's a 5-star. He commits to the University of Arkansas, he's immediately a 3-star.
4. Yeah.
Okay? Immediately. Why is that? Caliber.
Well, and that tells me a lot about who's putting together these star rankings too, because it didn't matter, you know, if this was a kid you'd never heard of. If he committed to Alabama or Oregon or Ohio State, he's going to be a 5-star no matter what.
I don't think, and somebody fact check me on this, I don't think D-Mad was a 5-star.
No, he was.
Was he? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but
yeah, because that claim was made that he wasn't a 5-star, and then back before fact checking was really a thing, it got fact checked pretty quickly because it was a coach that said, well, he wasn't a 5-star.
So
no, he was.
There's a couple of things to look for on the defensive line. The pass rush. Can we get to the?
Can we have one, please?
Have one. We look like Swiss cheese out there last year.
Can you get any kind of pressure on the opposing quarterback?
Interior disruption.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, rotation. Can you pull guys, switch guys out, and keep fresh legs in there all game long? Do we have that depth? And who can consistently win the one-on-one battle on that on the other side of the line?
Well, and Arkansas is going to have to be able to bring pressure with 4 if they're playing a 4-man front. I don't even know if this new defensive coordinator plays a 4-man front or if he plays an odd-man front. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know.
We're going to have to be able to bring pressure without running Engage 8 from the NCAA football playbook.
Hey. I won several national championships.
Hey, I mean, yeah, Engage 8 is my favorite defensive play. That's why my defense sucks all the time. But you can't put those corners.
Night.
Yeah, you can't put those D-backs out there on an island. You know, we don't have the guys back there that can go one-on-one and win the majority of those matchups. We've got to be able to provide them a little bit of help, meaning that your defensive line has got to generate some pressure.
Do you still have the roster up by chance?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Phoenix Jackson, linebacker.
Okay.
Get his stats out for me. His intangible.
All right. Phoenix Jackson, 6 foot, 221, 5th year. He's a transfer guy from Baylor.
Okay, so his physicality, his communication, and the depth at linebacker.
Let's see. He played in 3 games last year before having a season-ending injury. Had
That just made me nervous.
11 tackles before the injury, 8 stops and a quarterback hurry in their season opener versus Auburn. Had 2 stops versus SMU, and then he had 1 tackle versus Samford. And I think the Samford game is the one where he actually got injured last year. So he was making, he's not necessarily the first guy there, but it sounds like he was kind of making things happen a little bit.
My biggest thing is, can this linebacker core back up the defensive line? They have to. Okay, if they get past that linebacker core, we're in trouble. We are in deep doo-doo.
It could be a long night.
As far as the secondary's not doing too bad. That might be our strength. Braden Lee, is the name to watch for.
It's transfer from Maryland.
And we've got some young corners, dude. We got some young corners.
Yeah, I'm looking through that right now. There's, a couple sophomores, a couple freshmen, but then we've got several upperclassmen too. Man, I got something in my eye here. It just kind of fits with tonight. Y'all excuse me while I rub my eye. But we've got some 5th-year guys and some seniors back there too. Now the thing is, man, I don't recognize any of these names, so I don't know who's going to be first team, second team, scout team, because
again,
I just don't recognize any of them.
We won't know anything. I mean, the depth chart comes out Tuesday before the game?
Usually Monday or Tuesday, yeah.
Monday or Tuesday. So here's the thing: is Quincy Rhodes the best player on this Arkansas defense?
I think by far, yeah.
Okay, obviously, because that's the only guy we know.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my question for you. Who is the guy that nobody's talking about on this defense that by the end of the season could become a household name? Because remember, back in the day, there was Bumper Pool.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Just because his name was Bumper Pool, he was a household name as soon as he stepped on campus. But he became a household name because of the way he played, alongside Grant Morgan, alongside Michael Smith. Michael, who was that other one out there? Michael.
I don't remember a Michael. I remember.
There's Bumper, Grant. Who was the third one? JP, help me out here. If you're still watching.
Was that the other Henry brother?
Or was it the other Henry brother?
Was it Hayden?
Hudson?
Hudson was the tight end. Hayden was
Hayden.
Hayden was the defensive player.
Forgot about him. Whoops. Michael was the receiver transfer from Alabama.
Okay. I'm going to throw a couple names at you of guys that I could see by the end of the year them being, mentioned, maybe not in the exact same sentence as Quincy Rhodes, but they would be in the next sentence. And it's a couple of freshmen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony Kennedy Jr. out of Central, out of Little Rock Central, 6'3", 337 pounds. Pretty good sized boy for an incoming freshman. And
That's
then the other one is a guy from up here close to where I'm at, Danny Beal, coming out of Cross County High School, down in Cherry Valley area. Danny Beal, also a freshman, 6'5", 347 pounds.
So, I'm calling my shot, Joker Johnson.
Yeah, Joker Johnson, and
like
Joker's in that defensive backfield
I like the name.
I mean, he's on the all name team for sure. He is a senior transfer from Tulane. Defensive back, 6 foot, 195 pounds. So he's got good size on him.
Transfer. Okay, Drew Sanders, not Matt Sanders. My bad, dude. Not Michael Sanders. Drew Sanders. My bad. Look,
that dude was a beast.
I'm getting old, y'all.
He couldn't see the field at Alabama, and he comes here and he's a superstar.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to move on and talk about the identity of this Arkansas football team. I'm gonna give you 3 options.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to tell me which option you like better. All right.
Okay. All right.
Run the ball.
Okay.
Where you have your physical offensive line. You've got Braylon Russell leading the way. Okay.
Okay.
You control the clock and you protect the quarterback. Okay.
Okay.
Option 2,
All right.
explosive offense. Ramsey system, a mobile quarterback, Courtney Crutchfield, and the Hawkins kid.
Okay.
Okay. You get to play action, but you play up-tempo football. Okay. Something we're kind of used to. Number 3, and I like this one a little bit better, defense first. Defense wins championships, right? Isn't that what we always say?
That's what we've always heard. That's what we've always heard.
Pressure the quarterback. You keep the games close, and then you let the offense grow as the defense keeps you in the game. That way you find a rhythm. So which one do you like better? And JP, Pooh Bear, you guys in the live fan feedback, I want you guys' thoughts too. We're going to talk about it.
Man, I just my initial thought, without overthinking it, I like option 1.
Okay, tell me why.
Because if you look back, and again, I know I'm creating the cardinal sin from Silverfield and looking backwards rather than forwards, but if you look at the history of Arkansas, most of the teams that have been what I would call above decent, the ones that have been good to really good, were very physical on the offensive line, had a very solid running game. Okay?
Okay.
Obviously the DMAC. If you look before that, some of Houston Nutt's best teams were when he had a good backfield. Even if it was Matt Jones running the ball out of the backfield, he still had good running backs there with him as well. You go all the way back to Chris Chakuma and Madre Hill on some of those really. Chakuma could go, man.
I forgot about him.
Those early teams under Nutt. You look at
Chumbawamba.
yeah, because nobody could say his name. But then even going into Bielema, you had Jonathan Williams, you had Alex Collins, you had this guy doesn't really get mentioned a lot anymore, but Devois Whaley was a highly recruited running back. And he was decent. It was just he was a little undersized. He had all the intangibles, except he just wasn't quite big enough. So if you look at that, and then you look at the offensive line that paired with some of those guys, you had some Remington Award winners in there. Jonathan Luigs was in there. Frank Ragnow was another one. You had these big physical, mean, nasty offensive lines. I'm going to go with option 1 just without overthinking it, because I almost went number 3. Because I do like the big physical defense, but I think the way the game is now, I think it's really difficult to have a brutal lockdown defense. If you've got a defense that's only given up 25 to 28 points a game now, that's considered a good defense. Think back to when I was a kid 30 years ago, when I was a teenager. I'm thinking about some of those black shirt defenses from Nebraska that were giving up 12, 13 points a game, or those Miami defenses of the early 2000s, that were just ridiculous with the way they played. Those guys give up 10, 12, 14 points a game.
Right.
And they were elite. But the game is so heavy towards offense now. It's kind of hard to hang that hat on.
But you can't
on
hit
defense.
nobody nowadays.
That's another piece of it too. You
can't hit nobody.
Yeah, you can't really knock somebody's head in the dirt.
I hear my mother in my head. That's a double negative, son. I know. So I got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
First one, and I'm shooting for the moon here.
Okay.
If Arkansas wins 8 games this year.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. No. Wait. That's not where I was going.
Okay. All right. I'm ready now.
If Arkansas wins 8 games this year, what does this team look like? For those of you that have just joined us,
Angels in the sky, harps are playing, the most beautiful sounding music you have ever heard in your life is what's happening, because we will have been raptured up into heaven if this team wins 8 games.
For those of you that just joined, MC about stroked out when I asked him about. All I did was ask him for the first half of his question. That was it. All right. So the flip side to that coin: if Arkansas only wins 5 or 6 games, what went wrong?
Man, I in all honesty, if they win 5,
Right.
I'm not going to see that as something going wrong, because I am of the mindset right now that 3 is really all that I can realistically see as wins.
We don't know what this team looks like.
We don't know.
Average.
We don't know.
4 wins is all we're going to give them.
Nobody saw Houston Nutt's team winning 9 games in his first year.
Exactly.
You know, I've heard him say in interviews, that they would talk about it privately as a staff, and then I even heard his wife one time in an interview talk about that. That they had kind of talked about at home. Is like, man, if there's just some way we can beat SMU and get to 6 wins, I mean, people would go nuts. And and I'm not ready to proclaim Silverfield is going to have a first year like Nutt did, because that's a unicorn. Those just don't happen. But you have to look at the possibility of getting to 6 and making a bowl game. And honestly, I will stand by this. If he gets this team to 6 wins in a bowl game, you have to seriously consider him for Coach of the Year in the SEC.
Who else? I mean, who else is it going to be? Unless one of the other, what was it? 4 or 5 new coaches? Is it 5 new coaches?
I think so. I think it's 5. But I mean, unless one of those guys comes up and goes, 9-3 or something, okay.
They're going to have to outdo Silver, because we are starting from the bare minimum. So, wrapping up our football conversation, MC, I've come up with a new segment to kind of close things out.
Okay.
I call it the ITHP 5, and it's a rapid fire 5 questions.
Okay.
Okay? Number 1, QB1 today.
KJ.
MVP.
For the season?
For the season.
Ooh, golly. Quincy Rhodes.
Breakout player of the year.
I'm going to go with my boy from NEA, Danny Beal.
Biggest concern, what scares you the most?
Yes. Yes.
That was coming. Now, keep in mind, normally I go over everything that we're going to talk about with MC.
Yeah.
I held back this just to get his true reaction.
Biggest single concern for me is, are they going to be able to do the little things on offense that cost them last year? We've talked about this: 20 turnovers, 17 points from being 8-4. Can they fix the little things that cost them all of those games? Whether it's the late fumbles, the stupid penalties, whatever. Can they fix that? If you can fix that stuff, everything else becomes a little bit more tolerable.
Okay? One hot take that nobody else has made. If you say 9 wins, I'm quitting the show right
now. I'm not going to say 9 wins.
I'm not.
2 backs with 1,000 yards.
Oh. Holy.
Nobody else is going to say that.
Okay, that's payback for the 8-win question.
Nobody's going to say that, and I don't know why that came out of my mouth, but that was just what came to my head.
Mark the tape. Oh my goodness. Okay,
August 19th.
Oh yeah. So wrapping up the football, then we're going to get to a little bit of baseball, and then we've got to talk about what's going on at Penn State. Easy there, Tony. Easy there. We are past the point of talking about what Arkansas could be. We're starting to find out what this team is. 12 practices are in the books. The opener is getting closer. We're 17 days out. The quarterback battle still fascinating, but we still have something to prove there. And this roster is beginning to take shape. And now every single rep matters. The honeymoon period is over. It's done. Okay? Arkansas's on the clock now. Now it's time to find out if the Silverfield era can actually play football in the SEC. Period.
And honestly, man, we're still 2 weeks out. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm ready to see something. You know,
We may end up taking that. If nothing big happens, I'll tell you this. If nothing big happens, we may take next week off.
Well, I mean, there's really not, barring something huge happening, there's not a lot different to talk about than what we talked about in the first 3 shows. You know, unless and God forbid, but unless there's something, you know,
Yeah.
that comes out of left field. I mean, I feel like that we have kind of talked this to death already, and that's what everybody else is doing too, because nobody knows any more than what we do right now. You know, there might be, you know, now obviously
the guys that get paid for this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the guys who have a talk show in the morning that are on the inside, okay, they're going to know a little more than the rest of us. But all the rest of us, we're all speculating. We're all.
That's what we. Hey, but that's what we hear at ITA.
We're trying to not let the Kool-Aid take over. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's there's only so much you can say about it, you know.
It really is. Okay, so 2 big things, and then we're gonna get to this Penn State thing because this is hilarious. First off, DVH ain't going anywhere anytime soon. But he made a statement the other day.
I'm looking for the
and I'm gonna vamp while you're trying to pull that up. And there was something very interesting about that statement that kind of stood out to me. And MC, when do you have it yet?
I'm gonna have to go to my phone because I can't find it on Twitter, but I know I've got it on my phone because I sent it to you.
yeah. That's right. I want you to pull it up and I want you to read. I want to see if anybody can figure out what was interesting about the statement that he made.
Okay, so it came out. He's got a new contract extension, takes him through the 2031 season. And his annual salary is going to rise to $2.1 million, which puts him in the top 5 nationally for all baseball coaches. Got no problem with that. Fair. They asked Dave about it. Here was his statement. I want to thank the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees, Chancellor Robinson, and our athletic department administration for their belief in and support of our baseball program. And then he goes on to say a few other things. But the opening line there is what sticks out. I want to thank the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees, because you can't name all the board members. That Chancellor Robinson, named him specifically, and then our athletic department administration. So,
okay, so tell me why, and I'm going to point this out because I'm his biggest fan. Why didn't he name Hunter Yurachek, the athletic director?
Well, I mean, it's no secret that Dave and Hunter they've not always seen eye to eye, I guess is a good way to put it.
You think? But that was, for me, that was a very telling sign.
Oh, 100%. And it was done it wasn't done maliciously, but it was done in a way to where you're going to notice somebody's name was missing from this.
Absolutely. And it again, and we're not even going to talk about him declining to talk at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Let's just not go there. Come on, Jay. No.
Okay. I want to address this real quick because I have heard a lot of people say this, and my opinion, would Houston Nutt make a good athletic director? No, not an athletic director, because
recruiting.
Make him director of fundraising. Put him
foundation.
Yeah, put him with the foundation and have him be the one that goes out to these meetings that they don't do anymore to pass the offering plate. Let him be the right reverend. Let him go out and tell the stories of Matt Jones and the miracle on Markham. Let him tell the stories about the 7 overtime games or Darren McFadden and all the stories that we have about him. But being an athletic director in 2026 has gotten to the point where it can't be done by someone who is a former coach that was a really successful coach, because now you've got to have somebody like that CEO business sense about him.
Who was the one? Hang on a second. Tennessee. Phil Fulmer.
Mm-hmm.
Prime example.
Fulmer was good at the time, but you could not have a Philip Fulmer type as your AD now.
No.
It's not going to work now.
I would put him and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin just wrote the book. If this works for them down at LSU, he just wrote the book on recruiting in this era of college football. Put him as director of recruiting for the football team. Make him like an Ed Orgeron. Just pay him $100,000 a year. Let him go recruit.
I would have zero issue with bringing Nutt on in a fundraising role.
Yes.
Being the decision maker for the athletic department. Personally, I don't think he wants that much responsibility. I think he wants to be able to do the fun stuff, which would be going out and talking about, hey, guys, we need your help. Now this game has changed, and now it's all about the money. We need your help with the money.
I'm gonna tell you now, as a 12, 13-year-old kid watching his preseason speeches, dude, I wanted to suit up and run through a freaking brick wall.
There was one of those that popped up on my TikTok the other night, and I think
his first one.
It was his first one. Yeah, because he was talking about, you hear that, that's for you, and that was unreal. Okay, so let me see what Justin's saying. So if Cal wanted it after he decides not to coach ball here anymore, would he not qualify since he coached it? No. Okay, hang on. If you listen to Cal talk, he looks beyond the coaching aspect. Okay, he talks about. I mean, how many times have you seen him on here talking about the future of the game and where it's going, and how if we don't rein this in and get a hold of it, that it's going to, it's going to destroy the game. Yeah. You hear him talking about, we need this. He was one of the big proponents of the 5-for-5 that just got passed. So I get where you're going with that, but it's not. I don't think that's a fair comparison to compare Calipari in 2026 to 2007 Houston Nutt, because the 2007 version of athletics and the 2026 version of college athletics are two completely different animals. Yeah. I'm not even sure they're both animals. One may be some kind of mutant species that we've never seen before, and then the other one is like your typical zoo animal. So I don't know that that's really a fair comparison. JP comes in and says, hey, he just wants to help out the football program. I
get that.
Totally get it. I'm totally for it.
But there comes a point where you've got to find, I really don't want to say GM because that's too broad of a.
But college sports has never been more similar to a pro franchise than it is now.
It is right now.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you have general managers now for collegiate programs, and it would almost be like putting him in the seat that Jerry Jones has with the Cowboys. Okay?
You had to pick on my Cowboys.
Well, it's such an easy target. But it's not, I don't think that plays to his strengths. If you're bringing somebody like Houston Nutt on board, you want to play to his strengths. His strength is the storytelling and being able to rah-rah the crowd. I mean, nobody, he has a gift for public speaking and storytelling and making people feel important. And that's the kind of person you want going out there trying to get people to invest their money in this program.
Yeah. And that's, I
agree with this, Justin. Frank Broyles equals Jerry Jones. Who do you think Jerry Jones learned it from? He learned from Frank. He learned from his coach, the way that he does things.
But, I mean, at the same time, when Houston Nutt like I said, and I'm a big proponent of this. Put him in there like an Ed Orgeron. Put him as director of recruiting, and player relations. Do that. 150 grand a year.
He knows, the man knows how to build relationships,
and he
knows.
And
yes,
he knows the University of Arkansas, and he loves.
Yeah,
it.
and he still loves all these years later. After everything that went down, all the drama that went down before he left here, him going to Ole Miss and coaching, and coming back here and beating Arkansas and everything. You know, it's all honestly, a lot of it is water under the bridge now.
It is
because
look at Nolan.
Yeah,
Well, that stuff's under the bridge now. He's getting a statue, which Hunter, let's go, man.
yeah, TikTok. You know,
Let's go, dude. If you go
maybe we can get some sculptors from Penn State to come down, because they're not going to need any sleep. They could work on this thing 24/7.
Let me
have it done in less than a week, man.
Hold on. Let me one more thing. Just because I'm a band dad, and I am a future Razorback band dad, the University of Arkansas been selected to march and appear in the 2027 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, that's cool.
Shout out to them. I actually have a step niece. Yeah, in that parade. She's part of the Razorback marching band this year.
That's going to be cool.
So, shout out to them. And so, let's.
You want to end with a little fun here instead of a final thought. We'll just go a little.
Okay? First off, you got to put his picture up. First off, because
Pablo.
This is the
Okay. All right, let me go find Pablo.
I can't. All right. So for those of you that don't know, there's about 13 frat boys, frat brothers, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
At Penn State, who have been busted for having a little whiteout of their own.
They're taking the whiteout to a whole new level.
They just took this to a big-time whole new level. They got busted for trafficking cocaine through the frat houses. Yeah,
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. As part of an indoctrination process for the new pledges, they had to cut, weigh, and package the shipments.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, and let's call that indoctrination what it is. That's the hazing phase of joining a frat. Okay, we'll just call that what it is.
Okay.
But when you think
it hasn't gone through enough crap already.
Self-inflicted wounds, and here's another self-inflicted wound. And when you think about, okay, so let's think about this. You think about dudes that lead drug cartels.
Tony Montana.
Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend. Quite the BMF, if you know what I mean by a BMF. Okay. Pablo Escobar, BMF. I'm going to show you the kingpin of this Penn State, drug cartel, and BMF is not what comes to mind when I look at this dude.
First off, what the hell is up with his hair?
Well,
Oh my god!
I mean, what I want to know is why McLovin from Superbad is still in college all these years later.
I mean, but what is up with the?
I mean, that doesn't exactly strike fear into my heart as somebody that's a drug kingpin.
I can't take that seriously. I cannot take.
I
his
just-
face. What is with the curl, man? Out of all of that, that's what I'm sticking. Like, what?
That's McLovin from Superbad. That Pooh coming in strong here. That's
It's
McBumpin.
Bumping.
That's
his name. I just.
So yeah, that's what's going on at Penn State right now. You want to rush fraternity at Penn State? How quickly can you package a kilo?
And Nittany Lion. I mean, let's go. Let's go, James. Like, give me the defense here, bud. like. And they
His
call
favorite
us-
movie was Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, he
they
does
call
look.
us-
He does kind of look like one of those dudes that he's the dude that had the goldfish there on the floor that Jonah Hill went over and ate the goldfish from. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
my thing, what? As if they don't have enough black eyes.
exactly. Yeah.
Now they're gonna have powder on their nose. It's just powdered sugar.
Yeah.
I just,
That is just unreal, man.
Show today, by the way.
That's unreal that,
That is,
you know,
and
I mean, and how,
the thing is only at Penn State.
in what world do you think that you're going to get by with that? And of course,
But what's funny to me was the fact that they had the pledges cutting
yeah.
the stuff up, and
Well, and
they weren't going to get ratted out. Like what?
students at Penn State have wasted no time,
I want one.
and
I'm never gonna wear
I'm
it,
seriously
but I
thinking
want
about ordering one of these just because. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, so basically what they've done is, you know, pretty much anybody that, if you've got a computer, you can make your own T-shirt now. You know, you can get it done and send it off or whatever. So they took the scene from Scarface where Tony Montana's sitting there in just that mountain of cocaine, and it's him sitting there. He's just kind of all leaned back, relaxed, and they put, you know, McBumpin, McLovin, you know, kingpin of Penn State drug cartel. They put his face over Al Pacino, Tony Montana, and they said Penn State whiteout, which, you know, if you know anything about Penn State, the whiteout game is the biggest game of the year always.
That brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "whiteout" at Penn State.
Yeah. Pooh Bear's bringing the wood tonight, man. He got another comment. Too many flock cameras right now for stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not going to get into the whole flock camera thing, but he's spot on, man. There's cameras everywhere. You can't get by with this stuff
Sam
now.
Jones coming in with the uppercut.
Sam Jones.
That's a name we ain't said.
Where in the hell have you been,
We
dude?
have not said that name in a long time.
State Penn Nittany Lyings, Lyngs, have always been doing the most.
Wow.
Yeah. They're doing the most, and obviously they're doing the most coke right now too, because it. Jeez.
I got nothing.
Yeah,
I got-
that.
I got absolutely nothing.
What do you say to that? I mean, I don't understand.
I have no idea.
I do not understand, but you know. So
You know,
now
there comes
that
a
begs the
point-
question.
There comes a point though, MC.
Yeah.
You think you've seen it all, and then you see this stuff.
And somebody says, "Hold my 8-ball."
Wow. That's got to go in the opener.
So now here's this begs the question now. The poor pledges that did all the cutting and the packaging and everything of this coke, do they get to stay in the frat?
Oh, they're in a fraternity, but it ain't going to be the one they like.
Yeah.
They're in a fraternity, but it ain't going to be the one they like.
They may be in the Sandusky fraternity now, so
Wow. Wow. You just went, wow. That's on par for the show tonight. That's on
yeah.
par.
I mean, that, you know,
JP says, got to get that NIL money somehow.
hey,
T-shirt idea from Penn State to State Penn.
everybody's got a price, man. You know,
Oh,
million dollar man said it best. Everybody's got a price, but
Oh my goodness! So
Yeah.
I get it. We are 17 days away. We're about 2 weeks out from our first game. If nothing big happens between now and next Wednesday, we will probably be taking a week off just to kind of give it a rest because we're talking about the same thing over and over and over
Yep.
again. But we will keep you guys updated, and I will definitely be watching for things. If not, we will be back in 2 weeks. Same time, same bat channel. In September, we may be moving to Thursdays.
yeah, we'll keep everybody posted on
We're gonna
that.
keep everybody posted.
Pretty good chance that we will probably do that.
But I'm telling you, man, season 10 is off and running. And I don't think we've had 6 weeks of preseason before the first game. So I think that's what's throwing us all off.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit ahead, but we will have The 29th, I think, is when we have some week 0 games. So when we get to
Oh, yeah.
that point, we'll have some actual football to talk about.
And I'm going head to head with MC this year on our picks. I just don't know what the loser's going to have to do, i.e. me.
We got to figure something. Last year it was, what was it, the Popeyes biscuit with no
Popeye's
drink?
biscuit with Nutella and no drink.
Nutella, yeah, and no drink, yeah.
I about died on air. I couldn't talk for the rest of the show. I was chugging water like it was.
that was funny.
Now, one year I lost, and I ended up getting slapped with a handful of flour. That was several years ago on the show.
Yeah, well, if you guys have ideas for a good punishment,
don't incentivize this to them, especially Pooh Bear and freaking.
I'm thinking for the betterment of the show, man. We want it's for the brand.
What are you
nuts? So, anyway.
Yeah, and like I said, if they name a starting quarterback, like I said, that's a big thing. But I doubt that happens. I don't think we'll hear anything.
Well, and I mean, even at that, we might break in and do like a little quick thing, but I don't know that we'll do like the full hour to.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone almost 90 minutes tonight, but guys, we've hit on about everything there is to hit on until the guys start hitting on somebody other than themselves. Until we get to about a game week situation. As long as nobody loses their mind and takes off on a Harley or something, there's really not going to be much to talk about. So
or, they do a frat house search and find cocaine.
Yeah. Unless somebody gets on fraternity row and starts packaging cocaine, which
Not far off.
No, just stop, Marcus. Just stop.
Nope.
Just
Shut
stop.
up, MC.
I'm not going to do it because I was really gonna Arkansas it up and say something about Arkansas wouldn't be cocaine, it would be Mountain Dew meth, but I'm not going to say that. So.
Oh, there's so many sound clips to the show tonight. So many sound clips. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here because it's been one crazy 90-minute show. But like I said, it's always been fun, and Season 10 is off and running. So, with that being said, for Marcus MC Carlton, I'm Razorback Zach. You have been listening to an all-new episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.